Yeah, so I'm here to talk about the impact of our International Linked Clinical Trials Program. And it's been pretty special. It's unique in Parkinson's, but I think it's probably unique across the whole of medicine. And I'm going to try to convince you that it's been massively successful. Next slide, please. Have I got a button to press? So we created this initiative to evaluate and to prioritize existing either drugs that are already used for other diseases or novel medications that may have a disease-modifying impact on Parkinson's, that they're neuroprotective and that patients won't get any worse when they're on these therapeutics. That's the aim. So we started that quite a while ago. So I think to be a barometer of its success, we just got to go back to what we were doing at the beginning of it. I know nostalgia isn't what it used to be, but Tom Isaacs was the founder of co-founder of the charity, and he and I were talking probably as early as 2009. It says 2011 there, but I remember us doing a lot of preliminary work to get to the point where we could say, well, what initiative could we do that could actually start to bring treatments to Parkinson's patients that would arrest the development, the year-on-year trajectory of decline that a lot of patients experience. What could we do to stop that happening? And that was in the context that at that time a lot of neurologists were saying to us, look, why are you talking about cure? We've got symptomatic treatments, and don't waste your time with cure, just work on this. No, we wanted to stop progression of the disease. So in 2011, we approached this man, Patrick Brundin, who was just moving from Sweden to America to take up a professorship. And we asked him to chair the yet-to-be-formed international committee. And it's now got, it varies in numbers, it's around, I think, 23, 24 of the world experts in the field. So by 2014, we'd gone further. There was a financial backing arrangement where we were funding trials, but Van Andel Insitute signed with us a co-funding arrangement so that if we were to give X amount to a clinical trial, then they would match that. And since then, there have been further agreements of this sort, but this was the founding one. So this was that's the 2023 meeting at Windsor Castle, where I've just come from. It's actually Cumberland Lodge, which is sort of in the grounds, and it's where the king abdicated in 1939, and lots of other historic events going back. So it's a really interesting place. It's a conference centre these days, very elegant mansion, and it's a good place to sort of get a lot of experts together, lock the doors, and try to work out which drugs we want to test in patients in the following year. These here are it did light up. So these people here are amongst the good and the great of the field. Here's Simon, top of that list. Here's Per, he's part of our committee, and plenty of others from many countries around the world. So the majority of our meetings are held where Patrick Brundin was based. He's left now. He was one of the drugs we were studying in our program, was bought out by Roche, and Roche bought him out of his professorship. He's now head of neurology at Roche and pursuing some of the compounds that we as an organisation, CP, had brought forward. So that's a form of accreditation that I've never seen before. It's amazing. but they did poach my chairman. So we either hold our meetings in Michigan, or this is Cumberland Lodge where we held it last year. And here's some of our partners in that from around the world that come to these meetings and interact with us in a variety of different ways. So just a quick word about the iLCT process. Some of you in this room will probably know it, but basically Simon and I write dossiers for the committee members. So these dossiers are, the drug has to have something of merit that makes us think it may slow progression of disease down. But of course we need to get only drugs that are safe in a Parkinson's population. We need to know if they've been used for other diseases, what's the experience there? Do they get into the brain? How long do they last in the bloodstream? All of those technical questions that you have to get right for a particular therapy. So those dossiers are quite large on each drug. We about 15 to 20 dossiers a year are evaluated by the committee. And they spend an hour or two. I mean, they've all read the dossiers over the preceding weeks, and they work hard on trying to decide which of the drugs this year are the best ones to go through. And it's quite a high bar to get a drug through. And we regard the top 5 each year as prioritized. We're mandated to put them into trial. In practice, quite a few of the other ones do go into trial as well in various formats. But basically, we get information from a lot of different places. We trim them down, come down to the level of dossiers. So the compilation of dossiers, you could stand on it each year and look over the wall. And then the committee reviews them. And as I say, they're prioritized over these 2 days. So let's look at the progress of what we've done. So over 12 meetings, I think that would be, since 2012, we have written 239 dossiers, which encompasses 171 drugs, and of those, 60 have been prioritized. So it's about a quarter of even though every one of these dossiers has got something about it, sometimes a lot about it, that you think, well, this can be neuroprotective. There may be something that's not quite right. We're not worried. We're a bit concerned about safety or whatever it is. So in the end, 60 get prioritized so far. So this is an ongoing process each year. So if we look again on the impact of the program, if we looked at what's happened, this is what's happening, but what happened is we've completed 21 clinical trials of 15 committee evaluated drugs. Why is this number different? Well, we have done a number of GLP-1 trials, for example. PER's doing one at the moment, or just finished one. There's been 3 or 4 in that category. So we're pursuing, when we get a signal that we think is exceptionally promising, then we'll do another trial to find out more patients, or in a particular subgroup or whatever. So across these 21 trials, it's about 1,400 patients. What's going on at the moment? Well, we've got 20 active trials of 17 evaluated drugs, and this involves about 3,300 patients. These numbers are startling. I think this is probably the largest drug repurposing. This is approved drugs with something about them that may be beneficial in Parkinson's. I think that I can't find another program that's anywhere near as large as this. This is, we think, the largest drug repurposing program in the world. No one's doing this sort of volume and at this level of complexity. So So these are the trials. Actually, I don't think it's all of them, but we've done a lot on this part of the wall. But from here, yeah, I know, it's amazing. I don't know why we don't have, but anyway. So our focus today, because Per's talk, it's been mentioned that he's been doing this GLP-1 trial using exenatide. And we've got Olivier Rascol coming in later, who's going to talk about the lixisenatide trial. And we've done this trial here, Neurali-1, lixisenatide, liraglutide, and several Bydureon exenatide and Byetta exenatide trials. So that's quite a cluster of the same drug class. And this one's going to finish, it's going to be reporting later this year. I have to say, while we're on this slide, that these lixisenatide results were published in the New England Journal about 2 weeks ago, and it's vanishingly rare that any scientist or any clinician ever gets a paper published in that journal. It competes with all other diseases. The observations that we invented this program, and we helped design the trial with the investigators to get the results into the New England Journal of Medicine, is a barometer of how important the findings of that trial will be. And I'm not going to say any more, because you've got the PI who we approached to do this trial for us back in 2016, I think. You'll be hearing it from him later, but make no mistake, this is a really, really important moment for Parkinson's. So listen carefully to what he has to say. So just briefly, you can see we're doing, this is the current progress. We've got a very large 500 patient trial here, going to be finishing in the summer. Nicotinamide riboside is being done in Scandinavia, although it was originally part of the Parkinson's mission, which is 3 trials, all in one, 3 different drugs, all over-encapsulated, the same as the placebos, so it's a triple trial. We'd actually folded this one in. It was going to be a 4-drug trial, but we couldn't get pharmaceutical grade nicotinamide riboside at the time, so it's been picked up by a trial in Scandinavia. Per talked about this trial down here. So you can see it's really busy. We've got lots done. We're doing lots, and we've got lots more to do. But it's an incredibly, it's just a very, very busy program. I've talked about GLP-1 receptor agonists, so I'm just going to move straight on to my last slide, which says that about a week ago, we had this paper published, which summarizes the 12 years of this international and clinical trial program experience, and talks about some of the drugs. And you can, if you're interested, you can find a copy of that. It's open label at the journal, and read the journey that we've had and the journey that we're still going through. Thank you.